Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of The Shape of Your Tree. And today's guest is James, and we'll be talking about his road through recovery, on recovery. And James, if you'd like to introduce yourself, we'd love to hear about you.
James Royton. I live in Pahrump now. Been kind of around the world, right? So really not always one place, but Nevada's kind of been my home state,
Okay.
right? So that's the bottom line. But I love to travel if I can, and I've had opportunities to do that over the years. But pretty much right now, I'm finding a God, right? That's where we're at today with everything. And AA is where I found it, right? So recovery, everything is where I found the source, the monad, however you want to put it. But a little bit about me is all that, right? And there's all these stories I have over the years that end me up to here, right?
So can you tell me what when you realized that you had to numb out from the world?
Oh, shit. Really young. I was in behavioral hospitals very young. I think my first one I was 8, 9, something like that. Second one, but there was a big gap, right? Second one was like 13. But I was from a little town, Spring Creek, Elko area. So you're more country out of the city life. But I was from Bakersfield, which I had city in me, coming into the country, so it caused issues when I was young. And then when I went to Reno for the behavioral health hospital, I was introduced to AA the second time there, but it was on a level where you go to meetings, right? You're here, and they're like, yeah, the meeting time. You go. I was so young in a sense. I loved their stories, right? I was 13. I didn't have stories like that.
Have you read the stories in the big book?
Some parts, right? Over the years being in so long, almost 40 years in and out.
So did somebody's story always resonate? I mean, pieces of their story always resonate with you?
It made you want those stories. So it's kind of bad in a sense being that young, introduced to those stories. Because it's like, I want my own stories. But once you get those, it's a pain in the ass. It's hell kind of to go through some. I mean, they're good later. They're good for stories, right? But it's intense to get there, to get through. So AA, like the only time I've ever only had the desire to stop drinking was China. My wife and the kids were there. Someone died in her family, so that was her excuse to leave. But we were having issues. I was laying hands. I was drinking. I wasn't like hitting or anything, but grabbing, right? Holding, leaving bruises. Still abuse, however you look at it. And when she left, I knew I had a drinking problem, right? And I really didn't have a drinking problem before that. It was more drugs, meth, bath salts, weed, right? It was more cocaine, some heroin here, crack here and there. But it was never alcohol.
So alcohol came along.
It came in China
Okay.
because I couldn't get all those drugs. They'll cut your head off over there for that kind of shit, right? So I didn't really mess around with the hard drugs. I went to the easier, softer way in the sense of the alcohol, but it caused chaos. So when she left, I started going to AA online, Skype. There was these Chinese meetings in China, but there were 4 Americans that live in China on the internet. And so I started going. But I'd have a gal on a Baijiu by my side during these meetings. I might go all weekend, right?
Baijiu is like a hard alcohol?
Baijiu is like a rice wine, I guess you would say. Like a...
Kind of like soju.
I bought a whole gallon for 15 RMBs, so like $3 American. So it was cheap. It was, and it was, but I was actually going to meetings, right? Wanting to get sober. But I was drinking, and I found a friend, Jeff, online. He would get kicked out of these meetings being drunk, talking shit. We got in arguments, fought, but now we're best friends. I've never met him in person, but he's Canadian. But we're like best friends online, right? We talk on Facebook now, and so we're like best friends. He knows all my monad stuff, and he's trying to do a computer. But China was the only time that I had the desire to stop drinking. I was going to meetings, but I was still drinking currently, right? Any other time now, I don't. No, if I'm going to meetings, I don't. But I had the desire, and I was trying to go to meetings, but I still couldn't stop drinking.
So did you have I know when I was going through mine, I had all these hiding places that I would hide my alcohol.
Well, when I was in China, I lived by myself when the wife left. No one was in the house. So I could put it wherever I want. So it stayed by my side. So wherever I went, that gallon of baijiu went. I just drank out of the gallon. Don't do that. You die. Yeah, it's horrible.
I do understand because I was drinking a gallon of Captain Morgan a day.
But see, so what happened was in China, I was going to these meetings and I was dating different Chinese women. Lily was the girlfriend. We broke up. The next morning, a guy knocks on my door with a ski mask on. His name was Lawrence. He was another teacher that was teaching at my school. When I hurt myself, I broke ribs because I was drunk, tripped over internet cord, whatever, a drunk thing. So he taught at my school. But he was really jealous and I think wanted to, I opened that door, he had a ski mask on. I said, take that off. I knew something was up with it. But he was crying, saying he got fired. So I went in on to turn on Friends, press the TV power button. He stabbed me 3 times in the back, but I didn't feel that. I felt the left hook. So when I could fight, I know how to fight. So once that went down, we're fighting now. But I wasn't aware I was stabbed.
When you covered that out, was it because you had alcohol in your system, maybe?
So I drank hell hard that night. My girlfriend broke up with me, so of course I was hard, and I still had a little hangover when all this went down.
Oh, okay.
So if I was more aware, I would have shut that door when I saw the ski mask. Mm-hmm. I would have been aware of no, fuck no.
So
if you're coming at my door, I know it's cold outside, but you're not. You're in the hallway. You're in the stairs. You would have took that off.
So did you find your personality shifted when you drink? Did it make you more aggressive?
I'm totally different. So now, then, I would get a cocky, confident, a vibe where you feel good.
False bravado.
But then if you keep doing it, no one likes you. Mm-hmm. That's the end result. Mm. But when I'm by myself, it didn't matter because no one's there, so what the fuck does it matter? So China was actually safe drinking for me where no one got affected by it indirect unless you were in my house. And that it was pretty just me most of the time.
So how long ago was the China thing?
14 years, I guess. We're about 14 years now.
And so how long have you been sober now?
11. It'll be 11 months tomorrow.
I'm so proud of you. Good job.
So no alcohol, but I still smoke my weed. Okay, and the reason, so to defend that, which I don't have to defend it, it's legal, so is alcohol, but alcohol is the devil for me. I black out and don't remember. That's the devil. Weed, I don't black out. If I smoke too much, I take a nap for 3 hours or close my eyes and relax. That is safe in my world. I ain't working right now. But weed, PTSD. So I've been through so much trauma. I don't want to dream about that. Dreams are my schizophrenia episodes, right? A dream to me is no different than being in an episode. So I don't want them right now. All these videos I watch, dreams, bullshit. I'll do that to me during the day. I don't want it at night, right? So drinking, I am different when I drink. So now, today when I drink, why I can't this way? I black out. When I black out, now I do whatever. I'm not conscious. That's not my conscious anymore. It's on autopilot.
So that's what is considered the psychotic break.
Yeah, it's doing this thing, right? I'm not aware of what's happening, but it is happening, so it's reality. But it's not mine because I'm not there.
Right.
So that's why I can't drink.
So, okay, so you say psychotic, but is that also a split personality disorder then?
No, so they say I have schizophrenia, bipolar 2, and general anxiety disorder. So I have 3 disorders in one that caused me to be who I am.
And you said schizoaffective?
Schizoaffective is the schizophrenia and bipolar.
Okay.
And then you have general anxiety on top of that.
Okay.
That's why, so if I drink a lot of energy drinks, 4 or 5 in a day, the anxiety is out the roof, and I do not want it. There's no control.
So does coffee affect you that way too then?
Mild, on a milder form. So I bought one of those cold brews the other day and drank that all day. So this is why it's you're not drinking that anymore because I'm shit don't stop, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. So the whole thing with my drinking, I can't do it because I can't control it. Because if I didn't black out, I'm a fun drunk. For 4, 4 is fine. But it don't stay there. I could do that for a few years where I'm drinking 4 and it's moderated, but eventually it's off the chain. Before I met my wife, I was hanging out with all these youngsters, 23, But I wasn't drinking like that. I didn't start drinking like that until I met the wife. And then she drinks, and then
Does
like
she
now
still drink?
2 glasses of wine a night. I used to get mad at her, jealous and pissed, but now that's her shit.
Yeah. So I can tell you, or I want to tell our listeners that I have seen a marked change in the few weeks that I've known you. And I'm so very proud of you. And can you tell me a little bit about when you came in, about how you, because they say you need to find a God of your own understanding. That is the terminology that is used.
Okay, so a door has been opened for me. So let's go back a little bit to Alaska when I went schizoaffective. So I just got baptized at a church in Reno. Jesus baptized, right? So I just got baptized 2 weeks later, went schizoaffective, thinking God is everything, God is it. So when I went, someone sold my Zoloft on that boat. One of the end results of that, my doctor said when I went on these, you'll feel higher than anything. That's what he said to me, right? And that's what happened. They sold the pills. It happened almost instantly, overnight kind of thing. And I was higher than God. I was running around like any issue I had with people, I was bringing it up, and I wanted off that boat to get to my kids. So Alaska opened up I am. But the government, police, jails, institutions kind of brought that to a level, put me on pills, made me terrified of I am. Well, when I came into these rooms here at the club, you opened a door, one video on YouTube, opened a door back to that I am, where it's calm, understanding, and I'm not coming at you crazy. But I'm not saying I am. We are I am as a whole, but not all are. So AA lets you choose a God of your understanding. So if I want that notebook to be my God, it can be. And that's why AA is one of the best for spiritual. Because it allows you, there is only one God, and that's the source, how you see it. Whatever the source is your God, right? Whatever started in it, whatever is happening is that. So in the end result from that, we are fragments of that, so that makes us that. So I am the monad. I am one. I am the source. I am Abba, Logos, whatever. We are that. And what the world needs to do at the same time, know that and be that as a collective that makes it collapse. And this is all from God of my understanding. Things opening. Because these videos are out there for every human to see. Not every human will see it, so I'm writing a guideline, EFRL 5150. Guidelines to simple meditations, prayers, and they're easy, they're quick. They're 5-10 minutes a night, 15 seconds, some of them.
And and it's made, like I said, a huge difference in you.
And what it's changed in me is these videos, a lot of them are consciousness, right? All this is consciousness. We are that consciousness as a whole at one. At the same time, fragments, scattered. Like our spirits are not sinner saint. That doesn't even exist in what I'm trying to do with these guidelines. Who cares about the sinner saint? If you got the monad, you're going to be a decent human being. If you have the true monad, not the demiurge monad, right? If you have the true monad, everything's fine. You're going to be safe, gentle. You could hurt when you have to hurt if it needs to happen. But you're not going to go out causing chaos and bringing hell to everyone if you are the monad, right?
I think that all the challenges I went through growing up has brought me to who I am at this point in my life.
So you know the same stuff I know because you opened the door to this. So I'm fully aware you know this. But your presence of it is safe where it won't come out to another human unless it needs to. Like you're not like me where I'm in the store, I know these people. I'm like, you know what? We've never talked about spiritual stuff. I'm doing that a lot more now. I'm like, what's your take on spiritual? A lot of them laugh and walk away, right? It's a lot. So, but it's, because the bottom line of it is all one. We are, I am, all one. So everything going on in the world as a collective, the things we build, the technology, that's all my God. Even if it's from the demiurge is my God with a mask on. Once you realize that, you're not scared of being bad. That is my God making us have a human experience. Simple as that. So all this goes big of the Bible, huge, reading, praying for months, years. You don't need all that. Simple. A lot of this 7-day stuff, 28 days. I mean, you could repent of it, right? You keep doing it. It's not going to hurt. But it's not telling you to do it forever. Like, you have to pray for years. You have to be the best human ever. That's not how this works.
Well, I think that the experiences that we always have a choice on how we receive them, whether we're going to receive something positive from whatever experience we're going through or something negative. I was talking with my grandson the other day, and I told him, every day, every minute, every hour, we have a choice of whether we're going to do something good or something bad or something positive or something negative.
That's that free will, and I don't like it.
So I'm a firm believer in we have a choice on how we view those things.
So the whole, once you understand good, bad is all the same, that it's connected, you won't be doing all that bad once you know you're the monad. If there are monads out there doing the bad, I will stop that shit somehow, dissolve that soul where it can't happen, right? I will not let that happen. Because we all have addictions, vices, good, bad. But they could be, any of them could be moderated in a level where it's safe for other humans, right? As long as you're not hurting other humans with it or yourself. It's all fine, right?
What do you feel, as you've gone through this process, what do you think has been your biggest challenge through it?
People's understanding. Because it's coming off like with my daughter. She's 14, cutting, doing her thing. They're saying that's all my fault, whatever. I'm trying to get involved now. Your mental health is not fragile enough. Hers is not. It's too fragile, right? Whatever. Your mental health is too fragile right now, so is hers. The name of it is 5150. So I keep it crazy, right? I'm fully aware how it sounds. But I'm not saying I am the only God. We all can be. Not all. Holistics are not, but majority psychics and pneumatics, we are of the fragment. We are of the divine. We are God. We are it. So if you keep it on mild, if I keep it calm like this, I can't get in trouble with any of it. I might be able to get help from people because
people won't really understand, because I don't think a lot of people are willing
they're scared of it because they're like, I'm not God. There's no way. I'm not responsible of everything, how the world is. We are that. There has to be the good with the evil for the good to mean anything.
So, have you been able to forgive yourself?
I'll tell you. Because once I realize my God is the devil with a mask on, everything I've done is a learning lesson for everyone involved. Just don't keep doing that same shit. Learn a lesson or you don't need to be here.
I think that...
So I forgive myself. I don't have any regret. And that's more now. I've always been like beating my ex-wife, that kind of shit. That's why would the fuck didn't do that? Because I was young, thinking your own shit. But a lot of females go through that kind of experience. Like my current wife, I don't hit her, but my ex-wife asked, like, "Oh, you're hitting her?" No, hell no. I've headbutted her a couple times because drinking, she got too close. But I've never, right? I pretty much learned to keep my hands off others, and that stops most issues.
And that is what you're learning through the recovery process, correct? Yeah.
So,
because you are much more peaceful than when I first met you.
Yeah, and that personality has changed over the years. The pills most of the time subsides it, but I was smoking a certain kind of weed, the limonene terpenes, that caused my schizophrenia to come out, which caused me to do extra amount of stuff, got me fired, got me kicked out, everything went smooth, but it was all supposed to happen. This was all meant to get to the end result. I am God, I am the source, I am monad. But difference today is I realize I am not the only one like that, right? Before, with all these episodes, I was God, right? I was devil, I was Jesus, or I had him in me. We all were like it. But I understand today we all are. So I'm not running around saying, I'm Jesus, I'm God. We all could be Jesus. Right? The whole point is to get that connection that you are. I don't worship God. I don't pray to God. We talk. God is me. So we just chit chat. And the way I talk is different from most people because I have a vocabulary that's different. Being on fishing boats, military, prison, just the different kind of mouth I have. They call it sailor mouth or whatever. I talk to my God with that mouth.
Well,
You know?
he's your, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's your best friend.
But see,
That
some of
never
that.
leaves you
But
alone.
one thing I'm learning with all this stuff, the videos, words do matter, kind of.
Yes.
Like positive, negative. It
Yes.
does have effects. Scientists are realizing it. If you talk to a plant with this anger, aggression, it does this. If you talk with positive, it's more bright and more
Absolutely.
right. So it does matter. So I'm working on that in my own, but it will go away if it needs to.
Yeah, I am. So if you could share with our listeners your strength, hope, and experience through recovery, what would be the biggest take for you from that?
Strengths, hope, and experience. I have a lot of them, right? And they're not only AA. I had my meth days, run around with one time I was running around with a crack dealer. I didn't smoke crack, but when I started hanging out with him, guess what? I started smoking crack because I was there, right? So it's just kind of, and I've always wanted, so one thing about me, I've always wanted something more, right? That's why I use and do stuff. I'm not happy with just being here in the moment. In the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm present. There's one thought in my head, and that's talking to you, right? Whatever's come out of my mouth is the one thought. It hasn't always been like that.
Because you're present in that moment.
Okay, and it's all these videos. My wife calls them more self-talk, self-help, right? But they're all get to the same point, that presence, being in the moment. And these videos that I watch make me be in the moment because they go on and on where you have to stay there, listen to all this extra. I want to get to the point. But it's making me be in the present. Those videos are teaching me. I want to hear this, so I have to wait, patience, be in the present, hear everything, because it's probably leading up to that, right? Whenever. My whole life, even young, 8, 9, 10 years old, I wanted more of something. And I don't know what that more is. I do now. It's the monad. That's what I've always wanted. That's what we all need, knowing that you are it. If it exists, you have to be a part of that if you know. If you don't know, you're probably not a part of that. If you're not willing to understand it or get it, you're probably holistic. So all of it, all presence, 24 hours, being in the moment, living that day to day, right? Not past, present, because once you bring all that together, it's chaos, confusion, thoughts in your head. With all these prayers, like in the meetings now, I'm in a prayer. I could hear whatever, but I'm in a prayer with the monad, like in that, and it's more peaceful, right? If you can be in the moment. That's why we're always in a rush. We want more, we want this, do that. Right now I don't have a job and stuff. I'm pretty much in the moment, right? Get kind of bored, but I'm not getting bored because, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the whole bottom line of all of it, I was always in a hurry, wanted something else, but never really knew what you wanted, so you do all this extra. What you want is that presence, that peace, but that's very hard to get in this planet. It takes a lot to get there.
Yeah, it does. So, because you have so many experiences through this process, would you mind coming back and sharing with us some more of your experiences?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of them, and like the whole Alaska story, I wasn't under the influence of anything, only nicotine, right? So all that crazy was no drugs that created that, right? It was the pills that got stolen and I just got baptized. So that's why it went there, and it was meant to do. I was meant to get baptized, meant to go to schizoaffective for this to be where I'm at. Because my daughter and my wife are from a delusion in Alaska. Her name was Julian James on the TV. I believe Divinity tased me in 2014 on my birthday. Like, she was wearing sleeves and it was summertime, so I know damn well she had tattoos or something and didn't want me to see because I would have known facts. It was too much, didn't have that family yet, so it was very hard to know, but I knew something. So So is it facts? I don't know. I talked to my
You know,
6-year-old about it, right? She fully aware. She's like, "You crazy, daddy."
You know, I have to tell you, I had a vision of my grandson, Jacob, when my daughter was 7 or 8 years old. I thought he was going to be my baby, but I dreamed about my oldest grandson. And so I believe that those things are there to help us move forward in
To create what we to move to make sure it happens. You know, because if that time travel even isn't real, right? Let's say it's not by chance. It still created my family that I have today because I believe I am. So I created a world from those delusions. Even if it's not real, it's real to me because it's there now because of those moments before it even happened years.
Yes.
Right? See me?
Yeah.
So, and I'm thinking it's probably real because she'll probably disappear when she's in her 20s, and right? So, and that's what will go down. So, and so I have a lot of experience. The hope, though, of all this is AA will help you find a God because in order to do this program right, you have to have a God, something higher than you. Like me saying I am God, the source is my God. I am part of that God. So I have a God. I'm not saying I'm the God, but I am the God. I'm just a fragment of that. My source can't fit in this body. If it did, it'd blow up or something if all of it was there. So I can't be all of it, but I am it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why if people understand that, it's not that crazy if you understand if you have a God, you are part of that God. You are it. So you are God. If you don't have a God, you probably aren't. You're probably holistic. Simple as that.
Yeah. So.
But the hope is that, right? A God of your understanding. Everyone needs that. Even if it's milder than mine. It gives you hope. You'll be stuck in that loop probably, but you'll live a decent life comparison, right? If you don't have a God.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we've come to another end of an episode of The Shape of Your Tree. If you'd like to be a member of the podcast or submit your stories for the book that's going to be coming out in conjunction with the podcast, you can send it to theshapeofyourtree@gmail.com. Again, that's theshapeofyourtree.com. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you'll join us again.